Good day to you. My name is Mr. Von Ah, and we're doing some algebra. Currently, we are learning how to solve systems of two equations. Okay, in our last video, we saw how we could solve by graphing. Okay, now graphing is cool because it gives you a very visual solution. It helps you see what's going on in the whole system, and it's very visual. The downside of graphing, well, there's two sides. One, you're not always going to have a little coordinate grid handy with you, right? Secondly, sometimes it only gives you partial results. So, for example, if one of your solutions was a fraction, you're not going to know exactly what the fraction is, right? So it's not the most precise method, all right? So I'm going to teach you today a method that's very precise. It's very useful. It's called the substitution method. We're going to learn how to solve systems of two equations by substitution. And this is my second video of 4 on this subject, all right? So let's get right into it. I've got basically two different systems here. We're going to solve two different examples, all right? Let's start off with an easy one. All right, so I have two equations. The first is y equals 4x minus 2. My second equation is x equals 3. By the way, that is an equation, okay? It's got two expressions set equal to each other, okay? Okay, so the idea in substitution, whenever you substitute something, it means something takes the place of something else. So for example, if you have a substitute teacher, right, the substitute teacher takes the place of the other teacher. The teacher, the real teacher, leaves, and the substitute takes the place of the teacher. Okay, so that's kind of the idea here. Okay, see how I have x equals 3? Okay, that means everywhere I see an x in this system, I can substitute it with 3, right? So for example, in this top equation, everywhere I see an x, I can substitute a 3. So that x right there is really a 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring that all down here. So y equals, let's go ahead and visually, y equals 4 times x. And I know that x equals 3. So I'm going to substitute the 3 in there, right, for the x. And then I have to bring down the minus and the 2. Right, you see that? All I did, just substitute the 3 for the x. Substitution. All right, now I can go ahead and solve for y. Right? And it's just order of operations, right? I got to do multiplication first and then subtraction. So 4 times 3, well, I'll have to show every step. 4 times 3 is 12, and then bring down the minus 2. All right? Now 12 minus 2, of course, is 10. So I get y equals 10, and that's one of my, well, that's the solution for my y coordinate. Do I know the solution for my x coordinate? Well, in this one, it already was given for us. We already know that x equals 3. Therefore, my system is solved. And so now all that's left to do is to put this in an ordered pair. Remember, an ordered pair is just a pair of numbers in alphabetical order, right? X first and then the y. So my ordered pair here would be 3, comma, 10. Remember, the solution to a system of equations is an ordered pair. That's true for both. Okay, that was an easy example just to kind of get our feet wet with this idea of substitution. This one's going to be essentially the same, just involving a little more substitution. All right, so over here it was nice because we already had a variable all by itself set equal to something, right? Here I don't have that. I don't have x equals or y equals. So what I need to do is I need to solve for one of my variables. Now I could solve for x or y. It doesn't really matter. But here's the deal, you want to do the easiest one. What do you think would be easier to solve for? Do you think it would be easier to solve for y, so you get y equals? Or do you think it would be easier to solve for x, to get x equals? Well, it turns out I think it would be easier to solve for y. I mean, I could solve for x. If I did that, I'd have to subtract 2y to both sides on this. I could do that. That's actually probably just as easy. But I like this one right here. I got y minus 2x equals 8. I want to get y by itself. So how do I get it by itself? Well, I just add 2x. See how that's going to cancel? And I have to add 2x to the other side as well. Okay, so that cancels. So I'm left with, put this over here, y, this all canceled, all right, including that negative sign. Y equals, these do not add up, they're not like terms. So I put my x term first, my constant at the end. That's just a standard way of writing it. All right, so there you go. Now I have y by itself. And just for clarity, I'm going to go ahead and take this same exact equation and just shift it over here so that we can see everything all together. Okay? So there's my two equations in my system. Okay. So here's a question. What does y equal? Well, it says it right here, right? Y equals 2x plus 8. Now over here, it was pretty easy, right? Because x equaled just one number. Here, my variable equals an entire, it equals two different terms. But still, it's just y equals 2x plus 8. That's what it equals. Therefore, everywhere I see a y in this system, I can replace it with 2x plus 8. All right, that's what y equals. Okay, so let's do that. Everywhere I see a y up here, that y right there, I'm gonna replace it with 2x plus 8. All right, let's try that. So I'm gonna bring it back over here. So I got 2. So I got 2y. That's 2 times y. Well, what's y? Well, y is 2x plus 8. So watch this. I have to use parentheses. Very important. Right? What do parentheses do? They group together the terms. Right? This whole thing right here is y. Okay? So 2 has to be multiplied by all of y. Okay? So you got to use your grouping symbols in this case. Okay, now, so 2 times y, right, plus x equals 6. Now, we don't know what x is. But as you'll notice, I have an equation here and I only have one variable. I have an x in two different places, but I have one variable. Okay, now I can use my equation solving skills to solve for x. Okay? So first I want to distribute. So 2, I'm going to distribute that 2 to both of those. Alright, so 2 times 2x. By the way, before I proceed, go ahead and pause the video and see if you can solve that for x. Alright, did you get something? 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 8 is a positive 16 plus x equals 6. Okay, so I'm done with my distribution. Now I want to see if there's any like terms. And there is, right there. These two are like terms. They have the same, they're in the same form, and they're on the same side of the equal sign. So 4x plus x is 5x, right? Because there's a 1 right there. So that's 5x plus 16 equals 6. All right. Now I'm done with my like terms. Now I go to my addition principle. Am I adding or subtracting? Yes, right there I'm adding. So I want to get x by itself. That means I need to get rid of the 16. I can get rid of $16 really easy, right? I just go out and spend $16. And now it's gone. But I just have to do that to the other side too. Okay? So that cancels. And I'm left with 5x equals 6 minus 16. What is that? Negative 10? Negative 10. All right. No more adding or subtracting. Now I go to my last multiplication principle. I'm multiplying here. The inverse of multiply is division. So I just divide both sides by 5. That's going to be 1, or 1x. So I get x equals negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Okay, and you might think, all right, I'm finished. That was a lot of work. Well, you're not quite finished yet. You still have to find what y equals. Okay? So you can use any of the, let's just go with these right here. You can use either one of these equations. Which one would be easier to find y? This one would be easier because y is already solved for, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I get y equals 2 times x. Well, what's x? Well, now I know what x is, right? So I can use substitution again. X equals negative 2. So I'm going to multiply that by negative 2. So I got y equals 2 times x plus 8. Okay, order of operations, multiplication first. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And then just bring down my positive 8. All right, so negative 4 plus 8 is going to give me positive 4. And there it is. By the way, you can check this system. You can substitute these numbers back into these two equations and you should get true answers if they're the correct answers. All right, so now the only thing that's left is for me to write this as an ordered pair. All right, just like I did over here. So my x coordinate is negative 2 and my y coordinate is 4. And there's my solution to this system of equations. All right, not too bad. I hope this was helpful for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you can get, anytime I make new videos, you can get notified of that. Also, in the description below, I have a link that will take you straight to the notes for this entire series of lessons. All right? Well, until next time, may God richly bless you, my friends.